All right. What's up, everybody? All my people in Manhattan, the Boogie Down BX, the Bronx, okay, Queens, all the way out to Staten Island, my homeboro Brooklyn. It's boy 5Bs versus everybody back at it. Another video, okay? This is gonna be a redo on the Greatest of All Time series on Kanye West. I originally posted this video earlier and I uploaded it and I realized how poor it was, how poor I had done it. So I'm going to try to redo it and make it better, do a better breakdown of Kanye West's legendary career, which people seem to have forgotten of in the wake of Kanye a couple years ago, revealing he's a Trump supporter and he's a MAGA and all that whatnot. Okay, ever since then, black people have completely forgot about Kanye's career. Hip hop fans, very belligerent, disrespectful towards him. And look, something was clearly wrong with Kanye mentally, but come on, what we're not gonna do is pretend his career didn't happen. Like I said in the video on DMX and Outkast and the many other videos I've done, like Kanye West, along with DMX and Outkast, are the only rappers in history, hip hop history. Their first five albums are all legendary classic albums, all influential. Kanye probably being the most influential of the five albums of those three artists. Okay, well, two artists and a rap duo, but anyway, let's get into this video. Obviously, you see here the college dropout, late registration, graduation, it was in heartbreaks, and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Of course, the latter ones, Jesus, Life of Pablo, and so on and so forth. But let's get into Kanye West, his legendary career. Obviously, I'm going to be breaking down Kanye's run, his prime, and, then looking at his overall influence on the rap game and how he changed it, and the artists that he's influenced after, and his overall legacy. Okay, now, of course, Kanye's run in hip-hop began in '04. Now, of course, Kanye West had been around since the late 90s as a producer. And he was a producer for Rockefeller, Jay, Beanie Siegel, Freeway and Cam and all of them back in the day. He was a producer. He was the one that, quote-unquote, pioneered the Rockefeller sound Chipmunk Soul, which had been around since the early 90s. It was originally pioneered by RZA. If all you don't know what it is, basically RZA and Kanye they would take old soul records, speed it up to make the soul singer's voice sound all high-pitched like a chipmunk, okay, and dubbed it Chipmunk Soul. Of course, RZA founded that sound with the Wu-Tang, and then Kanye, of course, took it to another level with Rockefeller, okay? And there's a lot of old Rockefeller albums from that era, the Blueprint, the Black Album, and Cam's projects, Beanie's projects, they have that sound on it. Of course, Kanye's early projects had that sound style on it, so... Okay, so that's guy's been around as a producer, but in terms of as a rapper, of course, that didn't come till '04. And of course, Kanye West isn't the best rapper. He's not Jay or Nas or Three Stacks or Lil Wayne or Eminem or anybody like that. Hell, even Drake. I would consider Drake a better rapper than Kanye, but Kanye is, way out there as an artist and a visionary and a producer. His sounds, man, it's off the charts, So his run to me was about from '04. His prime was about '04 to 2010. Which is 6 years, so that's about normal. No, normally rappers get like a 5-year run as a hot artist, and then the industry's kind of ready to move on for them. Now, if you're a great artist, you can get 10 years, maybe even past 10 years, like Lil Wayne. But for the most part, after 5 to 10 years, they're kind of done with you and ready to move on. Okay, and that's what Kanye and Wayne did. Kanye and Wayne took the reins from everybody who'd been around since the late '90s, early 2000s. Of course, Wayne dropped the first Carter in '04. Okay, because that wasn't Wayne's first album, but that was the album that got him noticed. And Kanye dropped his debut, College Dropout, on this album right here in '04. Taking the reins over from 50 and Nelly and, everybody else kind of fell off, got old, or went to rehab. Eminem went to rehab, Nas was getting old, X had his issues, Outkast, they were starting to drift apart. No beef, but they were starting to drift apart. Nelly was starting to take a step back, Luda as well. 50, he was still doing his thing, but his run didn't last long. But we're gonna get to that in a minute. But so Kanye and Wayne ran hip hop for about 6 years as a joint monarchy. And Kanye, DMX to me, I'd say the DMX was the first greatest of all time video I did on, because he is the greatest rapper of all time in my opinion. I stated that in that video, okay? Yeah, but Kanye was kind of like the first rapper I really liked. When I was a little kid, because Kanye and Wayne was on the radio all the time. There were the songs I hear because they dominated, especially '07, '08, 2010, '09, 10. You know what I'm saying? So Kanye was kind of like my first rapper until my pops got me hooked on DMX, like them OGs from his era. Okay, but Kanye was kind of like my first favorite rapper. So I had, this is the late 2000s, so Even though you had iPods and downloadable music at that time, I still had the CDs of Graduation and 808s and Heartbreaks and whatnot. Now they're my pop's music library of classic albums. But obviously, just College Dropout, which is a legendary project. Late Registration, we had the hit single Gold Digger featuring Jamie Foxx. And, this is also, I believe, is the first project that first major joint Lupe Fiasco appeared on until he released his debut project. Okay, and this is Kanye's legendary album, Graduation, one of his most influential albums of all time, Kanye, and I'm going to get to this in a minute. Kanye West killed gangster rap, okay? It's pretty much common knowledge. Kanye killed gangster rap. The first three albums were all nails in the coffins, and then the next one being 808s and Heartbreaks, that kind of solidified it. The end of the gangster rap era and intro into this new sound of hip hop. But yeah, this had my favorite Kanye West song, "Flashing Lights," and "Stronger," and Barry Bonds with Lil Wayne. It also had what was that song? "Good Life" with T-Pain, and "Drunken Hot Girls" with Mos Def. Those are great tracks on. This is my favorite Kanye album, like I said. Okay, this is 808s and Heartbreaks. This is also the album he released after his mother had passed away, and he broke up with his fiance. So obviously he was going through some shit, and that resulted into this shit. Now, this album was heavily criticized at the time of the release because every song he used obviously used auto-tune. So people criticized it, but looking back on it, and the aftermath has had huge impact on the artists that came after him, and we're going to get to that in a minute. But of course, this had the legendary song "Heartless" and "Amazing" with Jeezy, and and this also, I believe, this was the first project with Lupe or with Kid Cudi. Now, Kanye's put on a lot of artists, man. Lupe Fiasco, Kid Cudi, and he's influenced a lot of artists that came after him. But we're gonna get to that in a minute. Big Sean as well. And it's Kanye during the 808s era. Yeah, this is the 2000s, all right. The late 2000s. Remember in the late 2000s, everybody was one of those like visor shades, mirror shades, shit like that. T-Pain, Kanye being the main ones. Yeah. Okay, now this is obviously Kanye's album, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, which is arguably his best album. Okay, it was released in 2010. All the Lights with Rihanna, and she was still around and relevant. Other people had Pusha T on his joint. Jay-Z was on his joint. Pusha T was an artist Kanye helped put on after the whole Clips era. Of course, Jay-Z is the one who put him on, so of course he's gonna have jam projects. Nicki Minaj was on the intro, Dark Fantasy. This is like the beginning of Nicki Minaj's career. Okay, and here's 50 Cent. Here's Kanye with 50 Cent during their promotion for his Graduation album and his promotion of Curtis album. Like I said, Kanye West single-handedly ended the gangster rap genre era in hip-hop. Because before then, you had to be a gangster rapper or have that image for all these records to shine you. It all started with NWA, and it continued out the 90s with the rise of the West Coast hip-hop scene. Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Tupac, Ice Cube, Too Short, the Dogg Pound, Nate Dogg, all these guys. Then the East Coast started doing that, Wu-Tang and Biggie Smalls and, Mobb Deep, had the hardcore gangster rap East Coast album. The infamous legendary album. All these guys, even Nas, Nas came from the street kid telling stories from the projects of Queensbridge and on Illmatic to this mafioso gangster, Tony Montana type character on It Was Written. Because that was the sound at that time. You had to be a gangster to get on. And then DMX, so, the only artists from that era that weren't really gangsters like that got on was really Outkast, which really says a lot about Outkast and their legend. But I already did a video on Outkast being the greatest of all time. You want to see it, go on my channel. But like I said, Kanye kind of paved the way for these artists to, just not conform to that gangster image, that gangster style. And of course, throwing 50 Cent, who was the biggest rapper in the industry at that time, or biggest gangster rapper at least in the industry at that time, that definitely, that definitely marked the end. Everybody knew a new change was coming, and it led a wave of these emo type rappers. That's where you get the Drakes and the Kid Cudis and the Lupes and the Wales and the J. Coles and the Kendricks. All these people talk about conscious stuff and their emotions, like, make Drake songs about falling in love with strippers and then breaking his hearts and dumb shit like that. Okay? Now, of course, Kanye and Drake have beef now, but Drake is always going to be Kanye West's son. Okay? In terms of music, he's always going to be his son, and I think Drake knows that. All right. Okay, this is Travis Scott. You obviously can't see his face, so this is Travis Scott. This is Kanye West, other music son. This is kind of the Kanye of this generation, the 2010s. Travis Scott, because Travis Scott's kind of the weirdo. He had the same upcoming in the industry. He was a producer, then he became a rapper, and now he's doing his thing. He has his own McDonald's commercial, McDonald's meal. Making his moves. He even got him a Kardashian or Jenner, whatever the fuck she is, Kylie Jenner. Like Kanye got with Kim, this fool got with Kylie. Okay, this is other's music son. This is Wale. Because Wale's not as big, never got to be as big as those other guys, but I mentioned or shown you in pictures, but Wale's had him a career that was clearly influenced by Kanye. Okay. Hold on, yo. I'm trying to. Okay, this is right here. This is what I was talking about. Rolling Stone credited West with transforming hip hop's mainstream, establishing a style of introspective yet glossy rap. West has been credited with commercial decline of gangster rap that once dominated the mainstream hip hop. Exactly. In other words, Kanye killed gangster rap. And with this new style of hip hop, I call it mellow tune. Okay, and I address this is New York hip hop having a renaissance. Check that video on my channel. Okay, I was talking about A Boogie with the hoodie and Lil TJ and all these auto-tune sing-songy rappers from New York. They use that, I call it mellow tune, because melodic flows, melodic bass beats, and of course you use auto-tune. So I call it mellow tune. That originated with Kanye West. Drake took it to another level because Drake, unlike Kanye, can actually sing. Get no offense to Kanye, but Drake's clearly a better singer than he is. So, yeah. The outcome of a highly publicized sales competition between rapper 50 Cent's Curtis, which is a gangster rap album, was Graduation, which is a, emo, conscious rap, whatever, mellow tune album, whatever you want to call it. Marked a turning point in the music industry. Completely did. Completely agree. That's when, kind of put an end to that. Remember how niggas used to dress back in the 2000s, early 2000s? 3XL, basketball, football jerseys, turned backwards so the name would be on the front, and big jeans and shorts. Shorts look like damn high waters and bandanas and shit. Kanye put an end to all that shit, that baggy era clothes shit. Okay, and then made way for this faggot tight jean wearing skirt, women dress wearing shit. Okay, Kanye is definitely he's influential, some good and some bad. But anyway, with its emotive raps and confession details, the album altered the direction of hip hop. It'll pave the way for new rappers who did not follow the hardcore gangster mold to find wider mainstream acceptance. West's victory proved that rap music did not have to conform to gangster rap conventions to be commercially successful. According to Ben Detrick of XXL magazine, West's victory led a new wave of artists including Kid Cudi, Wale, Lupe Fiasco, Kiss in the Hall, and Drake. Absolutely. Absolutely, Kanye paved the way for all of them. Okay? And other artists, Frank Ocean, Future, J. Cole, Childish Gambino, The Weeknd, Tyler the Creator. Absolutely, man. Kanye, you can't deny his influence, okay? No matter what you hate him, dislike him, or his Trump supporting and saying slavery was a choice. And look, as for that slavery was a choice thing, man, look, shout out to the brother Chronicles of Judah 144, man. Shout out to Chronicles of 144, man. He's been a youth for a while. He did a 4-part video on that Kanye West slavery was a choice thing. Okay, years ago, obviously, when it initially happened. So I recommend you go check out his channel, check out those videos if you want a more better breakdown of that situation. But man, shout out to Chronicles of 144. But yeah, like I said, yeah, that whole Trump shit, I don't really give a fuck about that. But yeah, here's Kanye with Donald Trump. Obviously, when the America are getting hacked, Donald Trump's like, oh God, can this nigger just get off me? Oh shit, man, Donald Trump's a funny dude. But here's of course Trump with Kanye again. Now, like I said, let's look at Kanye's legendary career. 2004 to 2010, 5 classic albums, influential sound in hip hop, changed the sound of hip hop, killed gangster rap, and but completely just flipped hip hop on its head. You came from having to be a gangster to basically rapping about your emotions and all that shit. Now hip hop's kind of balanced. You got dudes who sing and rap talk about the emotions. You got dudes rap about the trap music shit or the drill stuff. You know what I mean? Chicago drill, Brooklyn drill, and all that. And also now you got Okay, Kanye West is the reason that happened. Okay, again, he's influenced a lot of superstars in hip hop today. Travis Scott, the Drake, the Kid Cudis, the Lupes, the Wales, whomever, Coles, Future, Tyler Creator, Childish Gambino, Kendrick Lamar. They all their influence go back to Kanye. All right, even the baby. Now the baby did a video cover, I think on IG some months back, where he showed a room. He called it his Legends room, and it had portrait paintings of rap legends. He had Tupac up there, Biggie, Puff Daddy, Michael Jackson, and I think Prince was up there as well. T.I., Jeezy, Gucci Mane, Snoop Dogg was up there. He also had a picture of Kanye West up there. Okay, now the babies never came out and said Kanye influenced him, but for Kanye to be on his Legends wall, his Legends room, clearly Kanye's had an influence on him. Clearly. All right, so, even though the baby's kind of, gangster, clown, the baby's basically like the new Ludacris. Okay, no disrespect to the baby, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. Ludacris was a great rapper for his era, so you shouldn't be offended by that. But back to Kanye, yeah. He's definitely one of the top artists of his generation, of the 21st century. Top rappers of all time. He has a case for being the greatest of all time, okay? If you disagree, comment down below. Who do you want to see in the next edition of the Greatest of All Time series? If you agree, like the video, subscribe, help a young brother grow on YouTube. And I'm going to see y'all later.